Oshio. I had sat there and was watching your video, and I don't see a whole lot on YouTube where they, from Christians, people who will be bold enough to confront this issue with those who are not quite familiar about Halloween or make excuses. And I'm not talking about for those people who don't go to church. You can expect that. But for those who go to church who hide behind, well, it's for the children. Okay, here's my response. First of all, we all know, those who truly follow Christ know that Halloween is evil. And every pagan out there knows this. Okay? They even know more of the history than Christians do. Or those who are proclaiming to be a Christian, should I say. And when a Christian is confronted with it from a pagan, they get very upset. Especially from someone who's been a former pagan. And it's amazing they don't stop. It's amazing how that they don't stop to question themselves. Like, why am I being upset? Why is this upsetting me? Why am I defending something that is evil? Why am I defending this? It always goes back to the kid thing. It always has, and it always will. They keep doing this. People, if you really love your children, you would not be sending them out all dressed up like ghouls and ghosts and goblins, and sending your kids out there on the day of something that's dedicated to the devil and things, and what have you. You don't know what you're doing. You're even risking killing your child by on such evil things like that on that night. The way I figure, and the way I see the way to tell someone who loves their children, and who doesn't? What parent in their right mind does not love their children? If they didn't, there's something seriously wrong with them. But if you love your children, and if it's with the parents and the children thinking it is about the candy, if they got to have the candy, then there's other nights besides Halloween. Hey guys, come on, be for real. Listen, you don't know what you're doing when you do it. I know that you get told this a lot, but you throw it out the window, and you don't see nothing wrong with it. But that's what's wrong with the church on a lot of things. But since I could talk about a lot of things, but here talking about Halloween, and this brother's talking about Martha Stewart, but Martha Stewart, and there's others out there who glorify this evil. And I know that you'll always get responses from the pagans and the Wiccans and Satanists, or friends of Satanists and Wiccans, who, when they hear Christians speaking against it, they'll always open their mouths every time, and they do not even know what they're talking about, but they will do it in defense of this and that, and they think they're doing good. I just tend to, because you can't talk to people who is headstrong like that. The only way you can is when God's dealing with them. But you pray for them. That's one thing you can do. We cannot afford to be allowing ourselves not to love anybody. Christ died for them just as He did for us and everyone, the whole world. But the thing is, on Halloween, is it honoring God? Another question. Think about it. I'm not asking you to answer me or this brother, but it's something to think about here. Answer yourself on this one. Okay. when you go to church on Halloween, think about this. I mean, this is, really think about it now. When you go to church on Halloween, because you want to get your kids safe, which there's nothing wrong with keeping your kids safe and and things like this. All right, but why are you doing it on Halloween? There is another nights that you could choose to do though. Are you not in your own way? And if you disagree with me, I will not be upset with you. Okay? I mean, because everyone on certain things, is entitled to think differently, I guess. I'm just challenging you to think, not answer me, but to yourselves. Why are you doing it on that night? And if you are told about, well, why not choose another night, do you get angry? And why are you getting angry? Think about that. If someone tells you something to help you, not to hurt you, why are you getting angry? That is our nature. Yes, but our nature will get us in more trouble with God, and it cannot be excused. Yes, it is our nature, but how many times do we hide behind that nature? Oh, it's human nature. It's just my human nature. Think about it. Why are you doing it? And you can't really hide, but are you going to stand before the Lord, and say, oh, that was just my nature, Lord? I don't think we could or would, but you understand what I'm really getting at. This is talking about Halloween, and Halloween, it honors not God. It has nothing, it does not honor God in whatsoever. It is a night that is dedicated to Lucifer. Okay? And people forget that Lucifer was more or less thrown down to this earth, and he had his little charge of it and everything. And you forget he is a prince of darkness. And if you allow your children to dress like ghouls and things, what are you doing to your children? You're still honoring something evil. Do you watch horror films and claiming to be a Christian? What does light have to do with darkness? Excuse me. You cannot. It does not combine. The Bible speaks on this. Darkness and light does not go together. Salt water and fresh water does not mix. So you need to think on these things. Now, remember one thing, all my friends, my brothers and sisters in Christ, I ask you to think on this one thing. Why do you get angry when someone is trying to help you and let you open your eyes and fill you in, clue you in what's going on? This brother here with talking about Martha and others, out there who's trying to let you know about the evils of Halloween. They're not out to target you, and they're not out to target your children. Actually, it's just the fact it's the contrary, trying to save you and your children, save your souls, trying to save you from heartache and stuff, and keeping you from making the error of honoring Lucifer. You need to really, if you really, 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 really love your children and love God, I beseech you, do research. Please, I'm asking you, begging you, do research on Halloween and the whole 9 yards. I think you'll be really surprised, some of you. So, that's my 2 cents. And I say, I love you all, and live in His light and walk in His love. Shalom. Aho.